Hey, it's Ray the Video Guy here, and you may be wondering, why am I carrying this bottle of jam? Well, that's because SociaJam is back and I'm celebrating by eating some of this delicious jam. Maybe not. All right, so what is SociaJam? You may remember from back about a year and a half ago, there was a great new product that allowed you to take the text that you would put on sites like Facebook or YouTube or LinkedIn and modify them so that they had icons in them, so that they had bold and italics and underlined text. And it worked really, really well. Well, the SociaJam team is back, and you can now get SociaJam once again at a reduced cost with some great new tools. So if you're ready to start jamming your text and get more response on Facebook and LinkedIn and Twitter and YouTube and every other site that you can think of, then you need to check out SociaJam right now. Okay guys, so here I am inside of SociaJam. Now if you've used this before, you may notice it looks somewhat familiar, but the buttons look a little bit different here, and there's a reason for that, as well as some of the buttons down here. And basically, SociaJam allows you to create embellishments for posts that you create. So for instance, you may write a post on Facebook, but instead of it looking normal, you're going to get this. You've got emojis inside of the text. You've got things that are underlined. You've got things that are bolded. And this just helps you to stand out from the crowd. Very, very cool stuff. And when SociaJam came out a year and a half ago, this was really, really exciting stuff. And now we've got some new things to discuss with it. One thing I wanted to show you is, of course, on YouTube, it stands out very well also. You can see we've got the embellishments there with the emojis. We got the bold, we got the underline. And even on the channel name, by the way, we did that. That's something that you can do that a lot of people haven't tried. Hardly anybody's used this on YouTube, but it works really, really well there. Definitely stands out on the page, as you can see with the icons and whatnot. You can see here, this is a new set of videos I did yesterday for FreshBooks, and you can see I added the embellishments there because I really wanted that to stand out. And you can see the difference. This is the actual FreshBooks page here, and you can see the the underlining and the icon and the bolding. It just really stands out versus a regular listing there. So let's take a look at the SociaJam and see how this works. Oh, by the way, I should mention one other thing that I use this for quite often, and that is LinkedIn. And on LinkedIn, it really stands out. And people will actually contact you and go, how the heck did you do that? Because nobody's doing this on LinkedIn, and it makes a big, big difference. So highly recommend you use it there. All right, so the software. At its heart, a very, very simple software to use. So what you would do is you would type in your text here. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to grab a piece of text here. And let's see if I can find one that makes sense here. Let me go to myself here. We'll grab something that I wrote that doesn't have it. Like this one right here. This is actually the same as that other one, but I wrote this one just inside of Facebook itself. And so we're going to come here. We're going to paste that in here. Now, the first thing we're going to want to do is, because we copied and pasted this from somewhere else, we're going to highlight this. And the first tool I'm going to show you is this magic erase button here. This removes all extra HTML tags. When you copy text from somewhere else, there are going to be hidden HTML tags potentially that can mess up your text. So we're going to make it naked text, just like that. Now, I use this for when I copy text from, let's say, a Word document that somebody sends me, and I'm going to post it on Aweber, or from a PDF document, I'm going to put it on Aweber to send out as an email. I bring it in here, I paste it in, I remove the text, then I copy it and paste it into the email. Otherwise, especially in Aweber, it'll mess it all up. And when we do this, it'll clean it up, and it'll go in nice and looks perfect. Okay, so now we've got this in the naked form here, and what we're going to do is we're going to, let's say, temporary, and we're going to bold that. Okay, businesses that are open. So we're going to underline that, and we need this time to regroup. So maybe we will italicize regroup, and exchange ideas. Maybe we'll bold that because that's important. And do Q&A about marketing. So we'll underline that. And so you can see we're starting to add some nice little embellishments here with the bolds and the underlines, something you don't typically see on Facebook. You don't typically see that on LinkedIn, and you don't typically see that in YouTube, okay? But now we can also come in here and we can add some emojis, and that's the next tool I want to show you is the emoji tool. Now, if you've used SociaJam in the past, you may remember the emoji tool. You click on it and it pops up these emojis. Well, now they've made an adjustment where this is a floating screen. And this is important because in the old one, especially if you were on a small laptop, this would pop up and it would cover your text. And you couldn't move it, so you couldn't see your text when you were working. Now you can, and I can come in here and I can go to different spots in here without having to close the window down first, which makes it much, much easier. So if we wanted to start this out with a nice emoji, we could choose one from here, and you can see we've got people. And one of the things that's really cool about this is notice how large these emojis are on here, so you can really see them. In the old version, it used the standard size, so it's very difficult to see what they were sometimes. And now you can see that in a nice, nice large size. You've got symbols, okay? You've got fun, which has all sorts of things in there. You got food, which is a really cool one. You got objects, so there's all sorts of different business and other related objects, media objects, computers, time. And then you got nature, where you got all sorts of different animals and rainbows and clouds and suns and things like that. And by the way, I should mention that they will be adding a lot more emojis to this. This is what is basically a standard set, but there are tens of thousands of emojis that are actually out there, and they're going to be adding a lot more of those to this so that you'll have a bigger variety than the standard set. Okay, so coming back in here, you'll notice that there's also a favorites tab. Right now, this is a favorites from across the network, so they actually create this favorites based on what people are using. However, this is going to be changing to where you can add your favorites to this. And so if you use the microphone all the time, you make sure that's in your favorites, and then you'll be able to grab it quickly and easily. So in this case here, with all the temporary business closures, I'm going to go to the beginning of this and find something that's related to business. So we'll come in here and we'll look and, oh, maybe we'll put a money bag, okay? That's business-like. Put a space there. And I know that there's a spot in here where it says running, so we're going to hit this for running right here. And we're going to grab a people, because there's some running people in here. And there it is. And put that guy in there. Oops, put him at the beginning. Let's move him. Sorry. See him out there running. Okay, and so now we got some icons in there. Maybe at the end we want to put something like, let's see, something fun here. Maybe a symbol. You can see there's a lot to choose from in here. Let's go to the favorites and see what's in there. And yeah, we'll put the little ghosty poo in there. Oh, and again, put it in the front for me there. Sorry, guys. Put that in the end. Okay, and so now we've got this nice stylized text with these icons in here, these emojis. We got the bolds. We got the underlines. We've also got the italicized. You can also do strike-throughs. This is great if you're like normally $97, now $47. You can strike through the 97 just like that. And so now what you're going to do with this is you're going to hit next. And in here, you're going to hit reveal. And you'll see this is what it's going to look like. Now, what I typically do is I typically just copy this right from here and paste that into LinkedIn or Facebook or a YouTube, whatever you're going to put it in, you just grab it and do that. However, you can hit next, and in here, you're going to see all the different sites that you can instantly get this to post to just by clicking on it. So if I clicked on Facebook, it's going to open up Facebook, and then I can pop that in there just like that. Nice and easy, okay? I'll leave that page, there we go. You can do that with Twitter and LinkedIn and Blogger and Skype and YouTube. And you'll notice right here 2 new ones that were not here before, and that's TikTok and Instagram. Now, you'll notice if you click TikTok, something's going to happen or not happen. You're not able to post from the desktop. So why is this in here if you can't post? Well, that's the other really exciting new thing about SociaJam version 2. You can run this directly from your phone, and then you can share to TikTok or you can share to Instagram right from the app. And now you can access these, and that's something you could not do before with the desktop. So that's a really, really exciting new feature that people are really going to love. The ability to put your stuff in on your phone, click the TikTok button, and paste it in there with the nice embellishments. And nobody is doing that on TikTok. So you will be one of the very first ones to do that. That is a really, really awesome feature. Okay, now I want to go back to the main page here because there's something else I want to talk about. I told you how I copied and pasted text in here to strip out the HTML so it looks good in something like Aweber. Well, what a lot of people were doing with the old SociaJam was they were coming in here and writing all of their emails and things like that and then copying it all and pasting it in there so they could add the old embellishments, the bolds, and make sure that the HTML is stripped out of it. But because so many people were doing that, Victor, the creator of this, decided, hey, it would be a really good idea if we added some things specific for emailing. And I want to show you this because this is really cool. So we got our text in here, right? One of the biggest problems in emailing right now is you send out emails and Google or AOL or Yahoo or Hotmail, they flag it as spam because of something ridiculous, and then your emails don't get through, or they get through to only a small portion of the people on your list. Well, that's a major, major problem. And you would be shocked how many keywords are spam words for these different email providers, email companies, and even in Facebook itself. Facebook actually has words it looks for that they see as spam, and they don't show your material to people as much. So they added this feature right here, this magic button that says highlight spam words. Now watch what happens when I click this. Now you'll see a bunch of words have turned yellow. Even in this very small little paragraph, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 words have popped up as being potentially spam. Okay? And even the word get. I mean, think of how silly that is, the word get. But I know from using 𝗦𝗲 also pops up get as a potential spam word. So it's definitely one that email filters are looking for. And so what they wanted to do was to highlight this so that you could come in and make changes to this. So for instance, time to regroup, work on our marketing. So we want to get rid of marketing, and maybe we'll put something different like work on our planning. You know, maybe that doesn't make sense there, but you get the idea. Now, once we change this, we want to make sure that, you know, planning isn't one of those words. So if we hit the magic button again, you'll see planning did not highlight, stayed the same. So we're doing good there. Now, with some of these words, you're going to notice that a little thesaurus pops up here, okay, with extra words. This, by the way, the thesaurus is an extreme upgrade. So you have to get the extreme version to get the thesaurus. But what's great about the thesaurus is right now, you see we got 3 in here. Well, as an extreme member, you get to change that and add more. So the next time you come in here, get might have 10 different words that you could exchange it with, because people will be adding other words that work for get. Okay? And like in this case here, when things get back to normal, we could change that with seem, appear, you know. So we could just do appear back to normal, and then make sure that's not a spam word as well, which it shouldn't be. Whoops. Let's hit the right button there. Okay, no, we're still good. Okay, so when things appear to be back to normal, I think we'd want to change the text there to be back to normal. Okay, and now, and changes to businesses that are, instead of open, let's do that are still operating. Okay. And now get here, register, so you can, instead of get, let's try receive the replays. Okay. And now receive could well be a spam word, because that would be one that spammers might use. So let's check that out. Nope, that's good. So receive is good. Q&A about, let's see. We're going to exchange ideas and do Q&A about, instead of marketing, let's use a different word. So a Q&A about business growth. There you go. And so now we've got this nice email. Let's make sure we didn't do anything crazy to it. Nope. All right, so now we've got no spam words in this, which is great. So now we could just copy this and paste this into Aweber, paste it into a Gmail, if you're just sending a Gmail email. Another thing you can do in here is you can change your fonts. So if you wanted to do Comic Sans, you could do that. If you wanted to do Courier, you could do that. Now, just so you know, this is only for copying and pasting into something like Aweber. This will not work in Twitter or in Facebook or YouTube because they use only their standard font. They will not accept a different font. It won't work for that. But there are ways, there are hacks in YouTube, by the way, that will allow you to change your fonts, but Facebook does not like those. With this, Facebook has no problem with what we're doing here. Victor actually works with Facebook, and they don't mind this program at all. They do have problems with some of the hack ones because this is not a hack. What they're doing here is they're using Unicode, which is what Facebook and YouTube and all those are built with. They put their own stylings on top of that, but you can use Unicode inside any of those programs, and that's what this is, so that doesn't cause any issues with that. So we could take this now, and we would be able to paste that in Aweber, send out our email, and we would have a nice email with some embellishments, and that looks nice and doesn't have any spam words. So that's the basics of SociaJam. One of my favorite programs, one that I use all the time, one that I use in LinkedIn all the time because it always gets attention. And in YouTube, it definitely stands out in the search. And of course, in Facebook, it stands out as well. People pay attention to those types of things. And so it's a great program for that. But this new features where you can remove the spam words and the Facebook spam words, that's just icing on the cake that really takes this to a whole entire new level that will help you to send out better emails and get your Facebook posts out to more people. So highly recommend, if you're going to get this, get it, use it, have fun with it, but really check out the extreme version because that's something that can really make a big difference with your marketing. So hope you enjoyed this. If you got questions, of course, just let me know. All right, there it is, SociaJam. As you can see, a great program, one that I use all the time, especially on LinkedIn, to get a lot of attention. I also use it a ton on YouTube to really stand out in that YouTube search. So if you're ready to start SociaJamming, well, all you have to do is click the link down below this video, and you can start using this tremendous program just like I do right now. And of course, we got some great bonuses, so be sure to scroll down the page, check out those bonuses, and we'll see you on the inside. Hey, it's Ray again, and thank you for watching our video. If you enjoyed this, well, we have an entire channel filled with videos that are going to help you with your video production and marketing. In fact, I've picked out a video right here that you can start watching right away. And if you are just getting started with video marketing, we have an entire starter pack that you can get for free by clicking over here. So we hope you check that out, and we'll see you in the next video.